All right, I got the camera placed like this for the scenery. We got the blimp going up. We got a nice background. So as you can see, I got my notes with me. Let's get to it. This video is about an expectation in the hierarchy of a man and reaching that avatar state. So as a man, you need to hold an expectation not only for yourself, but for how you want others to perceive you. Even though it doesn't matter how others perceive you, you need to hold an expectation on how you want to represent yourself in front of others. And the further merge you have connected between the expectation you hold for yourself and the expectation of how you want to represent your others, the further connected and one they are, you don't even want to connect. You want them fully merged and one. That's how you reach what I define as the avatar state. So we can do a lot of science fiction stuff on this channel. This is like a revelation. I have bipolar disorder, so like you feel me? I do a lot of science fiction stuff. It's how I relate. It's a better visual method of learning, and it can help a lot of people who think this way learn better. So to start, you need to be one with who you say you are and who you represent in front of others. So that person needs to represent others. What I mean by this is that person in the shadows, that you in the shadows, that you feel me, in private needs to be the same you would like to represent in public. It shouldn't be nothing done in private that you wouldn't want to do in public. And that's how like you need to be walking, like, for the most part. Sometimes I understand we all backslide, but you feel me, you want to be authentic. So that's another thing. You want to represent the fact that you understand that we all backslide. Walk around like we all backslide. Don't walk around like you're perfect. If you backslide, we all backslide. That's another thing. But like, hold that expectation and limit your backslides. That's how you get to the oneness, into this avatar state. Let me go ahead and define this avatar state real fast. An avatar state in the actual Avatar the Airbender is defined as to empower yourself with the skills and knowledge of the past avatars. What we going with here, my channel's definition of avatar state, it's who you say you are and who you actually are one identity. And with this knowledge of who you say you are and who you actually are, you understand that whoever is not messing with you, avatar state is the defense mechanism. So the defense mechanism of this avatar state is whoever's not rocking with you, it's just who they're not. They're not who they say they are. Whoever they say they are is not matching up with who they are, and that's why they are not comfortable with matching with you. That's an actual, like, this. There's many philosophies, laws to this. Not laws, but science to this. Like, someone not comfortable with yourself is more than likely not going to be comfortable with you, especially if you're walking in what we call the avatar state. You'll find yourself with a lot of haters. So let's get into this hierarchy as a man. Hierarchy as a man comes with who you select. So the hierarchy as a man, you have what I got down as 4 fields that a man should be involved with. Your faith, it's always led by God, but it's led by God. And then you should have a faith community as well. Some people keep you accountable. To people who say they get away from the church, I'm not going to get too far into that in this video, but most of those people who say get away from the church came up in the church, and all this so-called knowledge they have that they're spewing on YouTube, they got most of their backing from the church. And like, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. That's in the Bible. It's not phrased that way, but the way you come up is you will never stray too far from the path you come up in. So you came up in the church. It's not a good idea to talk bad about the church. So we have your faith, your family, your social circle, and your community. That's in these fields. There should be a man should find a hierarchy. In the faith field, you have faith leaders. You should find a way to work with them, and then not necessarily work your way up the ranks, but just get in where you fit in with your family. As a man, you should be the head. Social circle, you should be an individual in that social circle. Community, you should always be a leader. All of these have hierarchies, and within this hierarchy is how the reason I give these hierarchies is, as a man in the United States, you have to understand your ability to be recruited is a skill, and wherever you find yourself, basically put wherever your social surroundings is that's how you was recruited. If you can't find yourself getting into nothing, then that means you have nothing to value, you have nothing to offer. So you must become recruit worthy. And it's not about the army. Army's cool, but and every man really should I hate to say this, but if you're struggling, that's something like you should always fight for. It's like that should be your first choice. Like if you didn't come up in a high class in society, the army is a good way for a man to skip levels in the class system and get to like a solid class system as long as he don't simp out. So we're not missing too much, but like I said, let's get back to the basics, the meat and potatoes, and we're gonna end it there. Like I said, as a man, you need to hold an expectation for yourself and for the self you represent in front of others, and you need to merge those into one person. So that means the person you are in the basement at 3 a.m. when nobody's watching, the person you are roaming the streets 3 a.m. nobody's watching, that needs to be the same person that you would be pulling up to the church parking lot, or like, you feel me, at work. There needs to be nothing different. You shouldn't do nothing that you, unless you're willing to be a person who's willing to confess that you backslide, you shouldn't do nothing that you're ashamed of doing, especially as a man. So let's get to it. This is a 6 minute 15 video, second video. I hope you got something from it. Let's work. Let's get to it.